One of the newest countries on Earth, East Timor is located on the eastern side of the island of Timor, bordering Indonesia and overlooking the vast Timor Sea. Once a colony of Portugal and Indonesia, this Southeast Asian nation has a distinct European influence. Established in 2002, it is the youngest country in Southeast Asia, with an area of 14,870 square kilometers. East Timor is actually smaller than the state of Connecticut in the United States. Despite its small size, the terrain here is incredibly diverse, featuring high mountains, pristine beaches, and lush tropical forests. Many areas in East Timor still lack official maps due to limited exploration. In terms of climate, East Timor has only two seasons, the dry season and the rainy season. During the dry season from May to November, the sun can be scorching, with temperatures reaching up to 35 degrees Celsius during the day. In the rainy season, tropical downpours can turn dirt roads into muddy off-road challenges, making every journey an adventure. As of 2024, East Timor has about 1.3 million people from 16 different ethnic groups, with 97% of the population being Catholic. It also has a very young demographic. Over 60% of the population is under 25 years old, giving the country a vibrant energy, especially during traditional festivals. East Timor has two official languages, Tetum and Portuguese. However, only about 30 to 35% of the population actually speaks Portuguese, while most communicate in Tetum or local dialects. English and Indonesian are more commonly used by younger people, though they are not official languages. As a result, many people in East Timor can mix 3 to 4 languages in a single sentence. Though it is a small and relatively new country, East Timor is full of interesting and unique experiences. If you have the chance to visit, you will find a nation brimming with energy, hospitable people, and stunning landscapes that have not yet been overly commercialized. The uniqueness and mystery of East Timorese women. In East Timor, beauty isn't defined by thick makeup or trendy styles. Here, the more natural and robust you are, the more beautiful you become. East Timorese women have strong, sun-kissed skin and deep black eyes that convey a powerful and determined gaze. When they smile, their faces light up, not with playfulness but with a genuine and pure beauty. You might see them sitting by a loom, skillfully weaving vibrant ties fabric, not just cloth, but a tradition, an identity, and a source of pride for East Timorese women. They don't just craft, they manage households, engage in agriculture, fish, and sell goods in the market. They don't live to depend on others, they live to take charge of their own lives. These women are loyal, yet they do not lose their independence. They are ready to speak up for their rights and express their opinions, giving them a unique allure, both strong and mysterious. And there's something unusual you won't find elsewhere. The smiles of older women in East Timor are often a deep red, not from lipstick but from chewing betel nut. Here, chewing betel is not just for the elderly, it symbolizes maturity and respect for ancestors. For them, the red stains on their lips are not signs of aging, but marks of culture, something to be proud of, not hidden. If you are also impressed by these simple, unpretentious yet captivating women, please leave a comment with the number 2. The most biodiverse marine area in the world. Do you love exploring the ocean and its marine life? If so, leave a comment with the number 5. If not, leave the number 4. Ataro Island, located 24 kilometers north of Dili, Timor-Leste, lies in a marine area that boasts more reef fish species than anywhere else on the planet. In 2016, scientists discovered 643 species in the waters surrounding Ataro Island, many of which are believed to be entirely new. This location is part of an area known as the Coral Triangle, a marine region in the Western Pacific with an incredibly high number of coral species and the greatest biodiversity compared to any marine environment in the world. However, researchers were still astonished by the record biodiversity found around Ataro Island. They suggest that this area should be designated as a marine park. Ataro Island will impress anyone who visits and could contribute to an attractive ecotourism market for Timor-Leste. Additionally, East Timor is one of the best places to watch whales and dolphins, thanks to its location in the Coral Triangle. With its waters teeming with marine life, this country is home to many species of mammals. If you're lucky, you might witness the majestic sight of giant whales spouting water or playful dolphins swimming right alongside your boat. The most diverse and unique transportation in Asia. If you think transportation in East Timor is like that in other Southeast Asian countries, you're in for a surprise. Getting around in East Timor is a true adventure. Here, motorcycles dominate the streets, cars are rare, and the roads are bustling with a variety of vehicles, from three-wheeled carts and bicycles to brightly colored minibuses. People use motorcycles to go to the market, commute to work, and transport goods. Even some bikes are piled high with cargo towering over the riders. The small minibuses in East Timor are not just passenger vehicles. They are also mobile music boxes, brightly painted, covered in decals, adorned with flashing LED lights, and always playing upbeat music throughout the journey. East Timor has stunning landscapes, but the roads can be quite a challenge. Bumpy dirt roads with potholes, especially in the rain, can feel like a mud bath, and simple wooden bridges shake with every vehicle that crosses, making your heart race faster than the bass in the minibus. In rural areas, the main modes of transport are bicycles and three-wheeled carts. From transporting agricultural products to going to the market, people rely on bikes or carts. Don't underestimate these vehicles. You'll be amazed to see a bicycle carrying dozens of bags of rice, or a three-wheeled cart loaded like a mini truck. A poor country with incredibly hospitable and resilient people. When people think of East Timor, many remember it as a small, impoverished country that rarely appears on the world economic map. Indeed, it is one of the poorest nations on the planet, with over 40% of the population living below the poverty line, and its economy primarily depends on oil. However, if you only look at the numbers, you'll miss something special. East Timor may be financially poor, but it is rich in ways that few would expect. When you set foot in this country, don't be surprised if the locals invite you for a strong cup of coffee, or a simple yet heartfelt meal, accompanied by smiles and stories about their homeland. They may not have much in material wealth, but their hospitality is boundless, yet behind that warmth lies a steely spirit. After centuries of colonization, the people of East Timor never succumbed and ultimately gained their independence. Despite the country's poverty, they remain resilient, optimistic, and determined to rebuild their homeland. There's a popular saying in East Timor, "How and Matt, I do not know fear," and indeed, despite the hardships, the people of East Timor move forward with resilient hearts, hard-working hands, and smiles that never fade. Unique coffee culture. East Timorese coffee is among the purest organic coffees in the world. The coffee plants here grow in pristine mountainous regions without the need for chemical fertilizers, yet produce rich, flavorful beans. That's why every cup of East Timorese coffee has a strong taste with a subtle chocolate aftertaste, capable of impressing even the most discerning coffee lovers. When it comes to coffee culture in Timor, it is entirely different from the fast-paced coffee culture in the US. Here, people gather for hours over a cup of coffee, not to rush through it but to savor, chat, and enjoy each moment. In a traditional cafe, you won't see anyone glued to their phones or hurriedly leaving. Instead, you'll find smiles and stories shared over fragrant cups of coffee with family, friends, or colleagues. In rural East Timor, you won't find luxurious coffee shops like Starbucks or Highlands. Instead, locals often brew coffee at home or in the mountains. Coffee is made in simple clay or aluminum pots, creating a rustic yet enchanting aroma in the midst of nature. Interestingly, while East Timor produces high-quality coffee, most of the best beans are exported to the US and Europe. What about the locals? They drink cheaper coffee, sometimes mixed with sugar or condensed milk, but they still hold on to their love and pride for their native beverage. Life in Dili. Life in East Timor's capital, Dili, is a city that doesn't exude a sense of wilderness, tranquility, or authenticity. The people of Dili don't rush through life. They start their day with strong cups of coffee at roadside cafes, chatting together or gazing at the sea. On the streets, old motorcycles weave through pedestrian traffic, while traditional markets bustle with the sale of fresh fish, vegetables, and handicrafts. The most remarkable feature of Dili is the blue sea stretching right next to the city. Whenever you feel hot, just a few minutes away are pristine beaches like Era Brona or Back Beach, perfect for relaxing, swimming, or enjoying breathtaking sunsets. One of the standout landmarks in Dili is the Cristo Rey statue, a 27-meter-tall symbol of this free nation sitting on a hill overlooking the sea. You'll need to climb over 500 steps to reach the top, but the reward is a stunning panoramic view of Dili, especially at sunset. Sitting in a seaside restaurant, you'll see dozens of small wooden boats gliding gently across the turquoise water. Local fishermen with their skilled hands cast nets just 10 to 20 meters from shore using simple yet effective fishing tools. Their lives are surprisingly simple. Just a 30-minute trip to the sea in the morning can yield enough fish for the day, or they can earn $10 to $15 and then relax, enjoying time with their families. The sea is so rich in seafood that, if you have the time, you can wait until the afternoon when the tide recedes about 100 meters from shore to collect baskets of fresh seafood, such as shimmering shellfish, plump clams, or sea cucumbers peeking through the sand. Dili is unpretentious, yet strangely peaceful. Number 8. East Timor's powerful passport. Surprisingly, the passport of Timor-Leste is actually one of the most powerful in Southeast Asia. As a former Portuguese colony, and by maintaining ties with Portugal and other Portuguese-speaking countries, Timorese citizens can travel to all Schengen countries for up to 3 months without needing a visa. If you plan to visit this country, you'll need to prepare the necessary documentation according to the requirements. U.S. citizens and citizens from European Union countries except Ireland can enter East Timor by applying for a visa on arrival. This visa is issued at Presidente Nicolau Lobato International Airport or the Port of Dili, and it allows for a maximum stay of 30 days. You'll need to prove you can financially support yourself at $150 per day. Confirmation of hotel bookings or an invitation letter is required, as well as proof of your travel itinerary out of East Timor, like return flight tickets or onward travel tickets. It's important to note that visa exemptions apply to citizens of EU countries, except Ireland, allowing a maximum stay of 90 days within a 180-day period. Number 7. The most pristine tourist attractions. East Timor was a Portuguese colony for over 400 years, and today, ancient churches from that era still stand as historical witnesses. Many churches feature Gothic and Baroque architecture, with thick stone walls, curved arches, and just stunning stained glass windows. One of the most famous churches is Motel Church in Dili, which was once the center of the East Timor independence movement. Have you ever visited terraced rice fields comparable to those in Vietnam or Indonesia? Well, East Timor also boasts extensive terraced rice fields in its rural areas, especially in the western region. The lush green fields winding along the mountains create a picturesque natural landscape. Lastly, there's Mount Ramelau, the highest peak in East Timor, rising to 2,986 meters. This is not only an ideal hiking destination, but also an important pilgrimage site for the locals. At the summit, there stands a towering statue of the Virgin Mary, regarded as a sacred symbol of East Timor. Although it is still a largely untouched country, not widely known or heavily developed for tourism, the wonders of East Timor will surely leave you with unforgettable impressions. Number 6. Uma Lulik, the sacred house in East Timor. Nestled among the lush green hills of East Timor, Uma Lulik is not just a house, it's really the soul of an entire culture. In Tetum, Uma Lulik means sacred house. At first glance, Uma Lulik makes a strong impression with its unique design, tall pointed roofs made of wood and palm leaves, showcasing a raw yet majestic beauty. Some houses can reach over 15 meters in height, constructed entirely by hand without nails or cement, which really reflects the skill and resilience of traditional craftsmen. What's most fascinating about Uma Lulik are the regulations surrounding it. This place is so sacred that not everyone is allowed to enter. Only selected individuals, usually clan leaders or shamans, can go inside to perform ancestral rituals, seek blessings, and protect the village. Each village in East Timor has at least one Uma Lulik, preserved through generations as a sacred treasure. These houses not only represent spiritual beliefs, but also symbolize community solidarity. During important festivals, people gather around Uma Lulik to perform traditional rituals, dance, sing, and share legendary stories about their ancestors. Do you know of any other places with such unique sacred houses? Please leave a comment below. Eating with hands, a cultural trait of East Timorese people. Unlike in the US, eating with hands is a cultural practice deeply embedded in daily life in East Timor. When eating, East Timorese people only use their right hand, as the left hand is considered unclean in their culture. Food is typically picked up in small portions, combined with rice and spices, to create harmonious flavors right at the fingertips before bringing it to the mouth. Popular dishes like grilled fish marinated in tamarind, stewed corn, or a type of stew, taste better when eaten by hand, just as locals have done for generations. During family meals or traditional celebrations, everyone gathers around a large platter, sharing food from a communal dish. For them, this act not only demonstrates hospitality but also expresses affection and respect for those at the table. If you visit East Timor, would you be willing to eat with the locals? Please leave a comment with yes if you would or no if you wouldn't. Thais and tea market, the symbol of East Timor. If there's one thing that encapsulates the spirit and identity of East Timor, it is Thais, a traditional handcrafted fabric full of intricacy, woven entirely by hand from cotton and dyed with natural materials. Thais is crafted into traditional clothing. East Timorese people wear ties on special occasions such as festivals, weddings, and traditional ceremonies. Men typically wrap ties manis around their waists or wear it as a shawl, while women don ties feto, which hugs the body like a graceful long dress. What's particularly special is that each ties piece reflects the wearer's origins and social status. Some patterns and colors are even used to distinguish different tribes across East Timor. If you want to own an authentic piece of ties, there's no better place than Thais Market, the famous traditional market in the capital, Dili. As you enter the market, you'll be enchanted by hundreds of colorful ties hanging everywhere, each made with hours, even weeks of meticulous labor. Artisans are eager to share the stories behind each pattern, the weaving techniques, and the family secrets of this craft. But Thais isn't just for clothing. At Thais Market you can find bags, shawls, wall hangings, and unique souvenirs made from this fabric. If you have the chance to visit, would you like to buy a piece of ties or an item made from Thais? Comment with the number 7 if yes or 9 if no. Thank you. The most vibrant festivals in East Timor. If you visit Dili in February or March, you'll have the chance to experience the Timorese Carnival. This festival transforms the entire city into a massive stage of music, dance, and traditional costumes. It's an occasion for the people of East Timor to celebrate their national identity and independence after years of struggle. The highlight of the festival is the street parade, where thousands of people don colorful outfits, dancing and showcasing traditional arts. You might see dancers wearing masks, drumming to African rhythms, or samba groups full of energy reminiscent of the Rio Carnival. In contrast to the excitement of the Timorese Carnival, the Ataro Culture and Music Festival offers a more intimate artistic experience connecting people with nature. Held on the beautiful Ataro Island, famous for its stunning coral reefs and peaceful lifestyle, this festival features local artists performing traditional songs, dances, and sharing ancient stories about their ancestors. Folk instruments like local guitars, bongo drums, and bronze gongs create enchanting melodies, transporting visitors to another world, where time slows down and music is the soul of life. Additionally, the festival includes activities focused on environmental protection, such as beach cleanups, tree planting, and raising awareness about marine ecosystem conservation. If you want to truly understand the people and culture here, plan to participate in at least one of these festivals, or even both, to fully experience the wonders of East Timor. Number 2. Unique dishes. If you think East Timor only has beautiful scenery and great coffee, you've missed a treasure trove of flavors influenced by Portuguese, Indonesian, and indigenous cultures. Tay or tape is a fermented dish made from rice or cassava with a sweet and sour taste and a hint of alcohol. This traditional food is enjoyed as a dessert, or sometimes used to brew rice wine. If you enjoy fermented foods like kimchi or pickles, tay will surely be an exciting experience. Sil is a dish influenced by Portuguese cuisine but has its own East Timorese twist. It features a light broth infused with coconut milk, turmeric, and curry leaves, usually cooked with chicken, goat, or fish, served with rice and wild vegetables. This dish is both rich and rustic. A steaming bowl of sil by the beach will definitely leave a lasting impression. Bibingka is the most popular coconut cake in East Timor, made from flour, coconut milk, sugar, and eggs, then baked until it has a crispy golden crust and a soft, chewy interior, all cooked over charcoal, creating a distinctive aroma. Fada is a traditional stew originating from Portugal, creatively adapted by the people of East Timor. This dish is made from black beans, pork, sausage, and spices, resulting in a rich, hearty, and nutritious flavor. It often appears at parties or important celebrations. If you have the chance to visit, don't forget to try these dishes to fully savor the flavors of East Timor. Number 1. Cost of living in East Timor. If you're considering living in East Timor, be prepared for the fact that the cost of living here is not cheap. Known as one of the countries with the highest living standards in Southeast Asia, rent can be quite expensive, with hotel prices ranging from $4 to $100 per night. Renting a one-bedroom apartment will cost about $550 per month. Utilities such as electricity, water, and internet can also be a concern, as East Timor has only recently started charging for electricity. and internet prices can range from $180 to $230 per month. Transportation costs are high in Dili, with a taxi ride of about 2 kilometers costing around $5. If you want to save money, you can opt for public buses, which cost about $30 to $40 per month. Eating out can also be pricey, as most food is imported, with an average meal costing between $12 and $18. If you prefer cooking at home, expect to spend about $380 to $450 per month for one person. In summary, to live comfortably in East Timor you should prepare at least $1,500 to $2,000 per month. This is relatively high compared to the regional average and about 50% of what you'd spend in the US, but in return, you'll experience a pristine, peaceful country with beautiful beaches and a unique culture. With these costs, would you choose to settle here? If yes, choose 7, if no, choose 2. Please share your answer in the comments. Please don't forget to follow our channel, like, and share the video to support us. See you in the next one.